Hi, I'm Emma from GameWatcher, and I'm here with Byron, and we're by the Caretaker Sacrifice booth at PC Gamer Weekender. So can I just get you to introduce yourself for our viewers, please?
Okay, I'm Byron Atkinson-Jones. I'm the developer of Caretaker, and I also run Xiotex Studios, which sounds big, but it's really just me.
Cool, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about Caretaker Sacrifice?
Okay, Caretaker, Caretaker is actually a collection of 3 games, and this is the first one, it's Caretaker Sacrifice. It kind of originally started out as a Doctor Who script, but, I couldn't get anybody but the BBC to say hello, so I thought, make a game out of it.
Fair enough.
But the funny thing about it was, it started out as supposed to be a very small game, about a month-long game. And while I was making it, I was watching Stargate Atlantis, and I had it on Netflix in the background, and I had an actor from its voice in my head, back of my head, saying, he would sound excellent in the game. But how do I get in contact with actors? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, the first person I show the game to, okay, nobody else has seen it apart from my wife. The first person I show the game to knows the actor personally, and introduces me to him. And he said, "Do you want to be introduced?" So I said, "Yeah, go for it." And he sees the game and says, "I want to be involved in this." And it went from a month-long game into a year-long game.
Wow.
Yeah, so I started this back in November of 2014. We're now at 2016.
Yeah.
And it ballooned massively. So we got a massive script, got lots of voiceover recordings. I went over to Toronto to Sony's in Stargate. So, it went massively big. And now it's 3 games. Starting out as 1 small game, it's now 3 games. This one tells the story of 2 astronauts who discover why all the stars are going out in the universe. And they get into the device that's causing it all, and they decide to try and stop it. And it's called Sacrifice because they make the ultimate sacrifice.
Awesome. Definitely sounds interesting. So, sort of what inspired this main story then? What sort of gave you the idea for it?
Like I said, originally it was Doctor Who. The premise was, what if the Big Bang was an artificial thing? What if it was created by somebody rather than being a natural thing? And it how would they power a Big Bang? What would you do? You make a device, how would you power it? Well, you use all the energy from all the stars in the universe. And that's where the story came from.
Great.
Yeah. So the idea is that all the stars are going out and people go out there to find out why. And the final game, which is what the original game was supposed to be, is called Caretaker Retribution, which is the sacrifice, and the next one's Retribution, that's themed all about revenge. The stars have gone out, we've got to get our revenge for that happening.
Awesome. So, has designing with, obviously it's a VR game, isn't it? So
It works in VR, but it also works without VR. The funny thing is, I sent an early build of the game to Oculus, and I came home to a mountain of Oculus Rifts. I literally walked through the door and there's a big stack this high, just Oculus Rifts. I was like, what the heck's going on here? Thinking I was going to set one of them. They were sending multiple because they thought the team was working on it, and it's just me.
Oh, okay.
So,
wow.
And I was a real VR skeptic, I'll be honest with you. I didn't really think it was going to take off, but I tried it and I went, yeah, okay. This is really good.
It's happening.
Yeah, this is happening.
Yeah.
So I made it dual. So what happens? You launch the game, it detects you got VR, and it'll go into VR mode for you if you've got it.
Oh, great.
But it'll run without it as well.
Cool. So did designing with VR sort of in mind, did that change
Yes.
how you design the game?
Massively. The big thing about VR is that it's very new, obviously, yeah? So when people first try VR, you'll notice that they're flying around. They're not really doing anything much. It's because they're getting used to being in VR. They also want to explore. I gave a playtesters early build of this game, and I found they weren't actually going around and doing what I wanted them to do. They were just exploring. They would go to a small corner and go, what's there? I want to look behind it. Is there anything else underneath there? I want to look down there as well. And it became like a walking simulator. Something like The Witness walking around and thought, okay, that's interesting. So when you're designing for VR, you have to kind of design with the VR experience in mind as well as the game experience. So what I do in this one is, especially in this demo game here, is that they don't know it yet, but if you don't shoot, you can explore the entire thing, and nothing will stop you.
Oh, okay.
But as soon as you start shooting, it'll go, yeah, okay, you've started the game now, and it'll start trying to kill you.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that's one design consideration. Another design consideration is to stop motion sickness, is that the world, even though it's 6-degree of motion, it's designed in certain ways that you get a horizon at all points, so you don't feel sick.
Cool.
Doesn't always work, but it's one thing I've noticed that can help people. It's like, your body's telling you you're on solid ground, your ears are telling you you're on solid ground, but your mind, when you're in that, is telling you you're anywhere.
Yeah.
And usually the body's reaction to that is throw up.
Okay. So what do you think makes this game stand out from maybe other VR games that will be coming out soon?
Well, most of the games I've seen so far are very much grounded in the real world. So on the Vive Pre, for instance, it came with golf games, mini golf, which is fun, but it's not really imaginative. Okay, so I wanted to do a VR game that threw you into a totally alien environment, allows you to do something that you can't normally do. So in here, you're flying. Okay, you can't see the sensor scale, but if you try it, right, there's a sensor scale. That thing is actually 30 meters down. So you're flying and you're seeing this huge expansive thing below you, and you get a real sense of depth. And you can't fly normally, and it's like a dream come true. So when I showed this at Comic-Con, most people said, "You're able to fly. That's amazing."
Yeah,
and they spent ages just doing that. And that's, we should be pushing the boundaries. Like, we were bound before about realism, like FPS controls. You're on the ground, you're running around. Well, what if you took that away? With VR, you could be anything.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
That's really interesting, actually. I haven't thought about flying around, but
yeah, it's like a dream come true. It's like you can be Superman or whatever you want to be. You can do it. You can fly around. You can be in the water if you want to. I mean, Blue, one of the demos that comes to the Vive 3, has you on a wreck looking at a whale going past. You obviously can't do that unless you've got diamond equipment on, but now you can. And you can do it before with traditional games, but it's on a 2D screen. You weren't really there.
Yeah,
with
it's
this,
not as immersive.
you're there. You're in the world. You're part of the world. You're experiencing the world. Try not to throw up at the same time, but
Yeah, I suffer with motion sickness actually, so that's definitely a concern for me.
Yeah, I did originally as well. One thing I found is that you get very acclimatized to VR very rapidly.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to a point where I'm working and thinking, is this actually still fun anymore? But it's because you become so acclimatized. It's like watching 3D movies, okay? If you go watch something like Avatar, for the first 10 minutes you're really going, wow, 3D. But after that you get so immersed in the story you forget the 3D's there.
Yeah, it just becomes part of it.
Yeah, same here.
Cool. So you mentioned it's part of the Caretaker Chronicles, right? And this is the first one?
Yes.
And you mentioned Retribution coming out as well. When will that one be coming out?
3 rock stars.
Yeah.
Keep us awake. Chronicles is like I say, it's the 3 games together. The third game is still to be figured out what the name is yet.
Okay.
But Retribution was meant to be coming out this year, but I realised it's a much larger game. It's going to take me a year to make. And I also realised there's a part in the main story, which is where this game comes from. So it's kind of mentioned in the main game, but not really explored. So I thought there's a prime opportunity to get a smaller version of the main game out, which is what Sacrifice actually is. I can explore the idea of it. So the beginning of this is a movie from David explaining, not in a outside of the game, but in context of the game, of what's going on, and explore the story a bit more. This one's out supposedly April.
Cool.
Yeah. So once I finish the show here tonight, I'll be back home and working like crazy.
Away on it.
Just in time for Res. I've said the 6th of April, and the Res is on the 7th of April. So I will be doing a first day one patch while at Res. Who knows? We're trying to upload a build on my mobile phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But April is the aim anyway.
Okay, great. I think that's everything actually. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.